Good morning, welcome to another Lewis Art video. I'm out at East Titchbury, which is just down from Hartland Lighthouse. I did visit this place in a previous video when I was sort of checking out different locations. And there's a view down here that I really want to have a go at today. So we're going to head over there now and get started. So a bit windy, but here's the view. So here's the view. It's a little bit more overgrown in front of me than I remember it being before, probably because it was winter. I don't know when I last came up here. And I'm going to have a shot at this today, looking down from here. I'm going to set my easel up. There's a nice little bench here which people can sit on. I'm going to be a bit selfish and sort of steal it off for a couple of hours whilst I'm sat here, whilst I've got my easel set up here. Hopefully it won't be too busy. And I'm going to just have a go at this down here. I'll take a photo. I'll get out my viewfinder, and then we'll do a couple of sketches, and then we'll get the paints out and get going. So as I said, I got a composition frame. And obviously I'm just going to be looking at something like this today. There's quite a bit of the green here in front, which I'll try and just cut out and just have a little bit across, I think. So it's pretty much going diagonally through, sorry, I'll just try and get it in line. It's pretty much going diagonally through what will be the canvas, a landscape canvas. Something like that I think will be pretty cool. I might try and snap a picture. So next step is to just sketch it into my sketchbook and get an idea of what I'm looking at, take a bit of time to have a look, and then think about how that's going to work within the composition, what bits I'm going to keep, what bits I'm going to take out, if any. So this bit often doesn't come out particularly well when I try and film it. So I've tried to draw, I've done the pencil, the drawing in pen today to make it a bit darker. So it's a fairly straightforward, well, I guess it's not really. So the composition is basically like two cutting down diagonally from right to left. So I'm going to put some green in the front here, and then you've got the rocks down below, the green of the hill, the cliff edge there, and the hill, the slope of the green going down, and then the nice blue behind, a tiny bit of sky today, and then just a hint of land in the background there. So that's how it's going to sort of pan out. I think the best thing to do is just to get the easel set up and then try and sketch it onto the canvas. Mustn't forget Instagram. So I'm a little bit cramped for space to stand around here, but around the back, basically I've got tissue paper, rag, my cup holder, my brush holder, which I just clip on the side here. Got my thinner with a little sponge in there so I can dab it rather than soak the entire brush if needs be. I have paint brush cleaner here as well, and also buried in the back there, it's a bin bag, so I can tidy up after myself and take any mess that I make home with me. So that goes in the middle there. I did have a couple of clips for it. And there we go. So again, paints wise, thanks to my Buy Me a Coffee selection, I've been able to pick up some new paints. So I've got a cadmium red, a deeper hue cadmium red. I've also picked up a phthalo blue. I now have this azo yellow green that I like the look of. What else did I buy? Oh yes, here we are. Cadmium yellow deep hue. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I have actually bought myself some lamp black, just so that every now and then I can add a little bit in. I'm a great fan of black. Raw umber again, so that darker hue, and then obviously I've got my other colours. So I'm going to put the paints out that I'm going to choose and use today, and then we'll go from there. Right, so let's go for it with these new paints. So basically I've got raw umber, azo yellow green, phthalo blue, cadmium red deep hue, cadmium yellow deep hue, ultramarine blue and white. So thanks to my Buy Me a Coffee supporters, I'm able to mix up my paints and try some new ones today. Along with the paints, I've also been able to buy a fan blender. I've also got myself a sword. Ha! Oh God! And also a rigger brush for the finer lines. So very excited, and not forgetting of course as well, I do also have now some liquid, so I'm able once again to use these materials thanks to my Buy Me a Coffee supporters. So thanks a lot for that, folks. So with the help of my sketch, now time to paint onto the canvas. Hello. That's really nice. I just bumped it. A couple of people just walked past, but I think this is a bit of one of those spots where I'm going to have quite a lot of conversation, and quite a few people coming and sort of looking and judging. Literally that's 10 minutes now, and I haven't put the paint on. So let's try that again. Okay, so there's that diagonal running down through. It's perhaps a little bit further over this way than it should be, but I'm going to kind of go with that. Could sort of reduce it down a little, that might help. We've got the so we've got the land over there in the background, and then the sea running across, which I'll straighten out. Then we've got this tone in the sea running down, and then it comes into the rocks down here. So then we'll just sort of patch that up and around, and then there's this sort of mix in here. I'm losing quite a lot of the water through here, so I'm going to have to try and put that in and then think about the trees in just in front of it. If at all I put the trees there, I may actually take the trees out, just run it into blue and see how that looks, and then just keep the trees on this side. Now there is some hello, all right. Brilliant. So there's another example of just kind of getting people walking past, just stopped and had a lovely chat. Someone on this footpath for the first time, which is really nice. But it's kind of sent me out of the track. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So these plants, which I don't know what they're called, but I'll look it up and then I'll put them. I'll put the name on the bottom of the screen here. Ta-da. Yeah, I think I might just add a little bit of white in and just touch a couple in down in this bottom corner. So that's something I might sort of adjust slightly and bring them in, because they're not really in the bit that I've got, but I quite like that. So that's the plan. Let's crack on. So I'm just mixing up here some ultramarine blue and white, which I was just thinking for the sky, and then I've got this phthalo blue as well, which I'm going to give it a try, mix up in a minute, and see what the difference is. That looks a bit darker, so I'm thinking maybe I can use that in the sea, but it might not work. But I do also have some cobalt blue, which possibly could anyway, so let's see how this pans out. So this is it so far. I've drawn the line using the my palette board actually, and it's still wonky. The thumbprint in the sky. Hey, so what I've done is I've used that phthalo blue, which is a real kick to it, and I've just wiped it across with a tissue to sort of fill that in, and then yeah, and so there's the sort of initial. There's the sort of initial sky and paint. I'm going to put this green in now and then have a look at the different greens here. This one's a bit lighter, that one's a bit mid-ground, a bit darker, which will run up over the top of there. So I'm going to get those in and then see how that looks. So here we are so far. So I've really thinned the green in, just washed it in and then wiped it off, so it's very thin, a bit thicker here. I'm going to leave that because that differentiates between the two, and then I'll build into that. I'm in an R in, but I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of green just down the bottom here, and then next is to get in here. And interestingly enough, when I sort of squinted through, this is my darkest darks, these two areas, and my lightest light is also right in and around there, so it's going to be quite fiddly fitting it, getting it in and getting that bit right. So I'm going to try and attack that next, I think, but first of all I think it's time for a coffee. Cheers. Something I'd forgotten to do was that little bit of land there. I hadn't put that in, so I'm just dropping that in now, and I'm using this sword, and I like this brush. It's very cool. I shouldn't really do it whilst holding the camera because I'm too wobbly for that, but it's just awesome. I'm just going to get that bit in. Yeah, I like that, I like that, I like that. So tentatively mixing up the rock colour, I've used a little bit of my raw umber, this leftover white and blue mix, and just sort of put in a bit more of the white in, lightening it up. I want that sort of greyish colour, although some of it's quite warm. And then some of it goes lighter. I might just add a little bit more white as I go, but I'm going to put the first bit down using that. So that's the raw umber. I quite like that, and I've also a little bit of cadmium in there to warm it up. This deeper cadmium yellow has definitely made a difference in terms of warming things up, I think. So that's very cool. So just piling in with my plastic palette knife. I don't know if a plastic palette knife actually makes a difference, whether it's as good as a metal one. I wouldn't know because I don't have a metal palette knife, but this is basically what I'm using, just to try and open that up a little bit. Yeah, this is basically what I'm using, just to put in the additional rocks. Quite like the palette knife, and I'm just mixing up a little bit of dark umber and a couple of other bits, the white and the deep cadmium yellow, just to kind of put that in. So really struggling down here, battling around getting this in. I've been using the knife. It's kind of, yeah, a bit hit and miss. So I think I might leave it alone for a minute and just kind of try and get some of this green a bit tighter up here, and then maybe come back to it or not. I don't know. Time is slipping away. It's been lovely. There's lots of people stopping and chatting and things today, which is great. I mean, it means it's a slight distraction from the painting, but I love that. That's cool. You know, find out what people are up to. A couple from Bristol just gone past. So it's nice. But I think, yeah, I think I've got to just stop that for a second, go to some other bit and then come back to it. So I'm going to do that. So, try and do this with holding the camera. Just with the rigger, what I'm trying to do is just bring out a few sort of branches that I can then build into. Ooh, that one didn't go very well. Something like that. Okay. Try not to get the shade in the picture. So then with my fan brush, in a second, I'm just going to try and really sort of lighten up, put some really light leaves on. I've got the lemon hue, cadmium lemon hue out now to really sort of give it a bit of colour, and we'll put that over the front and see how it looks. So look what I did. Because I hadn't got it in place, it's just flown over and done that. Oh, what a classic that was. Unfortunately, that, you know, I just ruined it pretty much. What I'm going to do though, just keep going for a second. That was so funny. Just putting these, putting in the leaves. Yeah, lesson learned. make sure your painting is secure. Okay, anyway, enough of that malarkey. Okay, so tried to salvage it. What is it Bob Ross says? Happy little accidents. I've got a slightly more expletive version of that, slightly little F-ups, I think is the way I'm putting it today, because well, you know, it it was, I don't know, was it going okay? It's difficult to say, isn't it? But there's a few things I've learned from that today, and I've enjoyed using slightly different colours and things like that. I may, like I said, take this back to the studio and have a look, but I think for now I'm going to just come away from it and just accept it for what it is. And well, there you go, I'll put the video together, see how I feel. But thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you are subscribing, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and well, hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Thanks very much. Bye. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this or any of my other videos, there are a number of ways you can support me in the future. Like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And now you can even donate on my Buy Me a Coffee page. As you can see from my new videos, I love coffee. But your donation will do more than just keep me full of caffeine. Every donation will go straight into buying new art materials for future projects, so your help will be truly appreciated. It's easy to use. Simply follow the link and you can donate as little as £2 to help out. Feel free to leave a comment, and there's even a link to my website. Your support really does go a long way to helping me to create more art in the future. Thanks.